Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2 are going to present you learning video of compound words, blend and phrasal words for our morphology learning this meeting. Without any further ado, let us enjoy the explanation and it will begin by introducing ourselves one by one.
Hello everyone, my name is Entin Agustina with student number 2010-205003.
Hello everyone, my name is Khairunnisyah with student number 2010-205004.
Hi guys, my name is Nyimas Maharani Shalima with student number 2010-205005. Well everyone, so here we have points of presentation.
First is compound words.
Second is blend.
And last but not least, phrasal words. In this explanation, we are not only talk about the general information or material about this topic, but we also tell you about the definition, function and using, importance, types, and also more the example about this.
Alright everyone, in this change, I will explain the first material. So the first point is definition. Compound words is a new word that form from two or more morphemes. That means compound words are made up of two or more smaller words that are combined to make a new word with its own meaning. Next material is about the importance of compound words. The first is words. It means compound words can help students to build a confidence in spelling long words. And the second is vocabulary. It means compound words can help students to improve their vocabulary. And the last is exercises. Exercises means the compound words have one word that is a least word. Knowing how to spell part of the compound word to help a student to learn the longer and more complex word and also build their confidence. The relation between compound words and morphology. In morphology, a compound word is the morpheme that determines the syntactic category of the entire word. That means compound words can be represented in English with an intervening space, a hyphen, or no break at all between the words. Types of compound words. The first is open. Open compound words is two separate words with one meaning. It means two words but between two words have a space and said together as one word with one meaning. And the second is closed compound word. Closed compound words is two words in one word with one meaning. Closed compound words look like one word. That means two words are joined together as one word. And the last is hyphenate. Hyphenate is two or more words which are connected by a hyphen with one meaning. Alright, the next material is about example of compound words. The first is example of open compound words. As you can see in the screen, like living room, full moon, real estate, dinner table, coffee mug, high school, and human rights. And another example is adverb of manner plus another word. For example, largely irrelevant and newly formed. As you can see in the screen, I gave an example in a sentence. We graduated from high school 2 years ago. Another example like Entin and her friends watching TV in the living room. The example of close compound word. As you can see in the screen, like notebook, Superman, waistcoat, bookstore, fireman, football, bodyguard, mailbox, railroad, and fruit. And the example in the sentence like Entin and Nyimas are buying a new notebook now. The last example is hyphenate compound words. As you can see in the screen, like long-term, up-to-date, mother-in-law, 72, check-in, close-up, empty-handed, and high-teach. The example in the sentence, it is my first time to check in an expensive hotel. Alright, the last material is about identify compound words. The first is open compound words. You can identify open compound words when the words use a space between the adjective and the noun, so sometimes it can be hard to identify as a compound, but however, if the two words are commonly used together, it's considered to be a compound words. And the second is close compound words. You can identify close compound words when two words join together to form one word. It means close compound words are usually made up of only two words. And the last is hyphenate compound words. You can identify hyphenate compound words when two or more words connected by a hyphen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in this opportunity I would like to explain about blend word. What is blend word? A word blend is formed by combining two separate words with different meanings to form a new one. These words are often created to describe a new invention or phenomenon that combines the definitions or traits of two existing things. Word blends are also known as portmanteau, which is pronunciation portmanteau. A portmanteau word is a word formed by merging the sounds and meanings of two or more other words. The next is why blend word is important. Blend words are very important to avoid students from problems in pronunciation, such as how they blend word signs they start reading and writing in English. This allows students to learn and develop the skills they need and will prevent them from learning bad habits such as remembering words using incorrect pronunciation. So as you can see here beside me, there is a type of blend words. The first is blends with overlapping. It means shortening of the words. The second is blends with clipping. It means no overlapping and one part or more is omitted. The third is blend with overlapping and clipping. It means created by using both overlapping and clipping. And the fourth is a portmanteau, is a type of blend word in which the beginning of one word is combined with the final part of another word. Another type of blend word which are less common than portmanteaus in English, it is the beginnings of word which is formed by taking the first part of one word, the first part of another word, and merging them into one word. Next is modified blends. Modified blends are blends in which the first element modifies the second element. Next is meaningful blends. Meaningful blends is share properties of the reference of both elements. So here is the example of each type of blend words. The first, we have overlapping. Slang plus language can be language. Cartoon plus tune can be cartoon. For example of sentences is the native speaker speaks language. Next, we have clipping. The example is fan plus magazine can be fanzine. Breakfast plus lunch can be brunch. For example of the sentences is I had brunch in the canteen. Next is overlapping and clipping. For the example is motor plus hotel can be motel. Hungarian plus American can be Hungarican. For the example of the sentences is most of hotels there are full booked, so they decided to stay at the motel. Next we have portmanteaus. Alphabetic plus numeric can be alphanumeric. Advertisement plus editorial can be advertorial. Brain plus maniac can be brainiac. For the example of the sentences is Rina is a brainiac student in her class. Next, we have the example of beginning combination. Situation plus comedy can be sitcom. Costume plus play can be cosplay. The example of the sentences is her friend loves to use cosplay. Next is the example of blend modified. First is bread plus analyzer can be breadalyzer. Second is science plus fiction can be sci-fi. Binary plus digit can be bit. For the example of the sentences is Nila and Nyimas love sci-fi genre. Last, we have blend meaningful. For the example is boat plus hotel can be botel. Smoke plus fog can be smoke. Spanish plus English can be Spanglish. For example of the sentences is Miss Rizka speaks Spanglish fluently. Next, we got blend identify. The way to identify type of blend word is to identifying consonant blends with by naming the beginning blend of each word. The example of identity blend word, as you can see, there is a blended word, root word 1, root word 2. For the example is the blended word agitprop. The root word 1 is agitation, the root word 2 is propaganda. Next is the blended word bash. The root word 1 is bad and the root word 2 is mash. Next is the blended word from clash. The root word 1 clap and the root word 2 crash. The next is blended word fanzine. the root word 1 fan, and the root word 2 magazine. Okay, maybe that's all from my explanation. The next material will be explained by Nyimas.
Alright, let us begin by knowing the definition of phrasal. Phrasal word is combination of a word from a verb with a particle which changes the meaning. A particle can be in the form of a preposition or adverb. For additional information, common particles that are usually used consist of in, on, down, up, off, out, and into. Remember that phrasal word is complex item to learn, so enjoy my explanation until the end, and I hope you fully understand about this. Now, here we go to the second point for the importance of phrasal word. There are 4 points of phrasal words importance that I wrap up from so many importance I found and found. First is unfamiliar informal English. Well, phrasal word is important because it is extremely common in informal English. Unless you are familiar with the meanings, understanding informal language will be difficult. Second, sound naturally in casual conversation. As we know, informal means casual. We use it over and over to make easier daily conversation. It also makes what we are talking about will be well received because we make it natural with phrasal words form. Third is consists of completely different meaning. Alright, this third part is actually must highlight point for phrasal words important because we need to accept that every form of word combination here will produce completely different meaning. You need to be serious to learn and understand to the form. For instance, when phrasal word produce the combination of 2 words, we cannot understand it by finding the meaning one by one. Then we combine the meaning. Phrasal word is actually not as easy as that. Fourth, words combination challenge. Last but not least, because phrasal word is unfamiliar informal English, make casual conversation sound naturally and consists of completely different meanings, so that is why phrasal word is called as words combination challenge. The more we learn, the more we feel it is challenging to understand. Well, before we go to the next point about phrasal words, let me tell you the relation between morphology and also phrasal words. So here we go. As you can see on the screen, the relation between both of them is actually simple. Morphology is a study of word forms, and phrasal word actually is a study of variety words combination which produce different meaning. So actually, this is why we need to learn because in morphology it's really related with phrasal words. So that is why I hope you can curious about this material and you can gather with me till the end. And we will going to know about the types and also example of phrasal words. Okay, this is our time to know what are the types of phrasal words. So here we have 3 types of phrasal words. First is intransitive phrasal words. Okay, intransitive phrasal words cannot be followed by object. It means we do not need object in this case and directly followed by adverb. Second, transitive phrasal words. This is the opposite of intransitive, so transitive phrasal words can be followed by object. In these types, it means object is a must for making clear what does our statement mean. After the object, really, it can be followed by adverb. And last but not least type, separable phrasal words. It is types of phrasal words which object can be placed between verb and particle. It is actually similar with transitive, but here the phrasal words can be modified by separating. For additional information, the differences between intransitive and transitive phrasal words are not only from there is object or not, but the position and the meaning also make the differences between. Overall, to make you sure that you understand about the types, let's go to the example based on the types. everyone, here we go to the first example based on the types. First example is come from intransitive phrasal words. So here we go. As you can see clearly on the screen, I divide into example in words and example in sentence. For example in words, we have broke down, get up, sit down, dress up, grew up, found out, and so on. For example in sentences, the example is I wear my best dress up ever on Lebaran Day. So I underline the word dress up. Let me give you a little bit highlight things from this example. As you can see, there is no object after phrasal word dress up. You just need to state dress up only without any object to make the statement clear because it is already give the meaning. For the weather one, it is followed by adverb of time. Yes, Lebaran Day. Now, we continue to the opposite of intransitive phrasal word, that is, transitive phrasal words. Here we go. As you can see clearly in your screen, example in words and also example in sentence of transitive phrasal words. So here we have looking for, check out, put on, turn off, and many others. For example in sentence, Mr. Umar asked him to turn off the projector. Here, excuse me to give you a simple analogy for understanding this one. As you can see, there is an object after the first word turn off. Then I ask you, what will happen if there is no object after? Well, maybe you are questioning what things that Mr. Umar asked to turn off because it is not clear. Turn off for what? As simple as that. Hopefully, I answered your big why about why object is a must for transitive phrasal words. Alright, now we go to last but not least type of phrasal word, that is separable. I remind you one more time that separate phrasal words can be used in transitive only. So here we go to the example in sentences. Ivan should pick up his stuff before Ramadan, then we change into Ivan should pick his stuff up before Ramadan. I believe this example is not unfamiliar anymore. Me personally also love this kind of phrasal words modified, but we also need to know the rules of using, or if we do not, we will get wrong for this. Generally, the rules of separable is as simple as there is an object. That is why I say this is like new innovation of transitive phrasal words. Alright everyone, here we go to the differences of phrasal words and compound words that we think it is actually similar. Okay, here we discuss about the differences between both of them by showing the example. Okay, as you can see on the screen, the bold one is where the pronunciation is stressed. Then another differences are the space and the meaning. So here we go for the example that you can see. Blackboard. Board, that is black, it is the meaning from phrasal words. But the compound words means of blackboard as board for writing on. And second is silkworm. In phrasal words, it means worm made of silk, but silkworm in compound words means caterpillar that spins silk. And for White House in phrasal words, it means house that is white. And in compound words, actually it means residence of the United States President. And the last example for toy factory, in phrasal words it means factory that is a toy, and for compound words actually it means factory where toys are made. I think now for the differences of both of them that we think actually it is like similar, so now we can difference between two of them. Alright, here we go to the last point of my explanation about phrasal words. why I need to explain you about the differences between phrasal word and preposition phrase, because I sometimes think that phrasal word relates with preposition phrase. As you can see on the previous example that I shared to you all, that it is have the relation in phrasal word. There are sometimes the word up, in, on, like push up, pull up, and then put down, turn off, take off. So that is, I think it relates with preposition phrase. So here we go to know or identify the difference between two of them. Okay, for the phrasal word, preposition after particle. Yes, that is the form. For instance, Nurul waits for her brother. So waits for is actually the phrasal words. And for preposition phrase is particle after preposition as the form, such as Iful is sick after the match. And after the match is preposition phrase in the sentence.
To wrap up our material, here we share the conclusion to you all.
At the end of our learning video, we hope you guys understand and here the quiz for you.
Time flies, we already at the end of presentation video. We really feel appreciated that you guys focus till the end, and hopefully it will be beneficial for us. Thank you, have a blessed Ramadan, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.